Hey y'all, so figured I'd come have a cup of tea out in the woods because I wasn't doing too much at home. Figured I'd bring y'all along with me. Full disclosure, this is attempt number 2 at this video because I just absolutely completely suffocated my little fire in the first one. So today I got my Pathfinder water bottle kit by Dave Canterbury. That's not a plug, saying go get it. I like it, it does the job. There's a few things I'd tweak on it, but all in all, the entire kit's a pretty well thought out kit. The plan is to open up half of one of these little mini infernos that comes with the kit. It's just a wax cotton round, has a accelerant added to it just to prolong the life of your flame. It worked pretty decent, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, but this is the last one I got right now, so I gotta order some more of them. So I got my real thin tinder here. Got some thumb size tinder slash fuel right here. I got 2 damp pieces of wood right here that are going to act as a fire break. I'm on top of a rock because everything around here is soaked. As I stated, this is attempt number 2. I tried putting some birch bark on top of the other half of this, and even though it didn't quite feel it, just felt a little damp apparently with the water content, and it was high enough to where it just completely smothered the flame. So we won't be doing that again. This is the ferrocerium, I don't know how to say the word. This is the ferro rod that comes with the kit. I attached the whistle to it just because I had an extra whistle and I didn't have anywhere to put it, so I figured why not just put it in there with my water bottle. Let's get a flame going. Always put your tools back where you found them. My Leatherman wasn't in my pouch and I had a momentary panic. All right, get some flame. There we go. Got some flame going on here now. Oh sweet, you can see it in the camera. So what I'm gonna do, take these just like that. Give me my pencil lids. These all burn up. Apparently this wood ain't as dry as I thought it was, so I'm going to pause this for a moment. Go get some bigger pieces, and I guess I got to baton some stuff down. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Split some wood, and I got a handful of shavings that I'm going to pair up with this. Learn from my mistakes, even though everybody's going to make mistakes. Don't just rush to get your fire going. Do your proper prep first, because then you got to go back and do it all over again. And if you have limited resources, it's kind of a pain. So we're going to use this half of the Inferno. Try and get this fire going enough to where I can boil a cup of water and make my tea. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna put a fire on this piece of bark here. It's not really damp, but it's more dry than the stone here is. Yeah, that's really wet. All right, let's see what we can do here. Nope. Are you burning? You're not burning. There. Now we're burning. Yep, you can see flame, so we're going to put the damp sticks back. Take some of these shavings here. I'll pick that up momentarily. We'll set them right here. Let those engulf. I'm nervous for a second. It's like all the stuff that we've been burning. So top the shavings here and let that burn up. trying to use myself as a windbreak, and it doesn't appear to be working too well. This wood is nowhere near as dry as I thought it was. Use this here, try and get a decent bed of coals going. It's heating up a little bit. Let's add some water here, take advantage of the heat. There we go. You see the flames? I'm gonna sit here, feed this, try and get a decent bed of coals going. Once I'm ready to actually put the water on, I'll come back. So I'm a little delayed in bringing you back. I found some really dry, dead hanging fuel, so I set that off to the side here to give myself a decent bed of coals. As you can see, I added, you kind of see it right here. It looks like a punkwood log. I just added that to act as a fire break. That way I could reflect a little bit of the heat back to the cup. And come here. I don't know if you can see it because you're on a tripod right now, but we do got a little bit of a, y'all are all cattywampus. There we go. You gotta do it. We do got it. We have a little bit of a bowl going right now, so what I'm going to do is I just want to keep these coals alive long enough to bring this to a little bit more of a rolling boil. The water's clean. I brought it out the house, even though I'm surrounded by like small little streams and stuff like that. And I have a Sawyer water filter system here if it was absolutely necessary, but for this small little excursion, it's not. This water is completely safe to drink. It's been double filtered through the house system. I just want to bring it up to temperature now. That way I can expedite how quickly the tannins in the tea are leached out, and it makes me a delicious beverage. So, as this is wrapping up, as evident by everything you've watched in the past X amount of minutes, however long this is, prepping your fire is absolutely critical. Prepping your fire with appropriate and adequate tinder and fuel sources is even more critical. I thought these twigs were dry. They feel dry. I touch them to my lip, they don't feel cool. I thought they were dry. I was incorrect in that. It took 2 attempts to actually get a somewhat sustainable fire. This was never going to be a large fire to where we could put, arm diameter fuel on it. So it required a little bit more nurturing because I had to keep adding fuel and adjusting the size of the fuel that was added in order to keep the bed of coals hot enough to ignite the fuel sources that were put on there. It was slightly disheartening at first because that was a failure on my part. That was a failure on my part, completely own that one, but it was a good learning experience. I'm glad that it occurred in a situation where the weather's pretty decent today. It's cloudy, probably about 55, 60, something like that. I am very much overdressed right now. and I'm only a couple hundred yards from my house, as opposed to I decide I want to go for a hike, I take a slip and fall, and now it's a critical situation. So I'm glad this learning environment happened here, and notes from this adventure have been ingrained in my memory. So this is just about warm enough. The bubbles are starting to move around a little bit more. I want to turn so y'all can look at me. I gotta get a better camera. I want to thank y'all for coming along with me on this one. Hopefully you learned the same lessons I did. If you didn't, go out and learn for yourself. There ain't no better teacher than failure. The fire didn't want to stay going. We nurtured it, we babied it, we kept it going. And as a reward, we get to enjoy this beautiful scenery and have a decent cup of maple tea from all the way up in Canada. I think I'll call this a successful outing. Y'all take care. Be kind to one another.